What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is episode number two. Yesterday we did episode three with Romero. This will be the first guest episode. It's going to come out after this episode, but I did that yesterday with Romero. That was cool. We talked about a lot of stuff. We kind of just brushed over a lot of things that I'm going to flesh out a little more today. And I went to the gym. I rode my bicycle that I was talking about, and I was riding my bicycle to the LA Fitness on Venice. Sorry, on Venice Boulevard and Overland or over or under. It's called Overland or over something and Venice Boulevard, which is a street that I live on. So I just head east. I go east for about 2 miles. When I talk in this microphone, it makes me forget I'm also filming on Zoom. I switched to filming on Zoom on the laptop. I put on a better outfit. I've made my phone a microphone and I set up a little better. I'm way off to the side of the screen because I want you to see my cool posters in the background. And I'll just hang out over here, so it can be like a vibe, I'm thinking. But in post, if I look too far off to the side, then too bad. Um, so I'm riding my bike to the gym, right? And I've been riding my bike to the gym to the one on Venice Boulevard every day. It takes about 2 miles, takes about 30 minutes. It is about 2 miles away from my house. So I'd bike 2 miles, lift weights for like an hour, and then bike 2 miles back home. I was doing that like every other day, maybe every couple days. On the days I didn't go to the gym, I would just do a lot of bicycling. But anyways, like every other day or so, I'd go to the gym like that. And then today was the first day I rode my bike all the way to the one on Lincoln in Playa Vista. That's 3.6 miles away. And that gym is a lot nicer. And their sauna and pool area is open right now. The one on Venice is closed because of renovations. So this one is much nicer. The sauna is open and it's more than twice as far away. The one on Venice is 2.1 miles away. The one on Lincoln is is 3.6. Okay. So today I decided, all right, let's bump it up, because I have really broken through an anaerobic wall, a serious wall of anaerobic fitness I broke through lately, and I can tell riding my bike around since I've been riding it every day. I have gotten a lot better at it and can ride for a lot longer and a little bit harder before I get gassed. And so I was like, all right, let's gas it up. Let's pony up, bump it up. And I rode my bike 3.6 miles to get to the gym, worked out at the gym, lifting weights, like 30 minutes maybe only today, but then turn around 3.6 miles back home. So that's a 7.2 mile bike ride in 30 minutes lifting weights at the gym today. That was good. So, yeah, I woke up. I was real hungry. I woke up at like 4 a.m. because I went to bed at like 9:30 last night. I've been going to bed pretty early, like a nerd, for whatever reason. Just been getting so tired. Probably all the bicycling I'm doing. Fucking bicycling around. So I go ahead and wake up today at four, like 4 in the fucking morning, and I just spring right up and I just hang out and I play a little bit of RuneScape and started downloading Red Dead 2. Again, I was inspired to play that some more from my conversation with Romero yesterday about GTA 6, which is really exciting because if you think about it, GTA 6 is going to basically be like if you take GTA 5 and then you give it Red Dead 2 level gameplay and graphics, then that's kind of what I think it's going to be like, except another 7 years of technological progression on top of what we had in Red Dead 2, because that's like 7 years old. So that's really, really exciting. And it made me say, fuck it. I want to probably get into some Red Dead 2 again a little bit. So got that downloading. It showed like 300 hours. That game is like 137 gigabytes. 137 gigabytes, I think. And Skyrim is like 27 gigabytes. How many gigabytes is GTA 6 going to be? 600? Good Lord. It's going to be so humongous. Uh, and if I were to check it right now, it's still going to be at like 48 hours. It'll download quicker in the nighttime. I don't know what it is about my Wi-Fi. It's terrible here, really bad, which is good news because look at this. Hold on a minute. Check this out. Listen to this. Listen to this. This part. Okay. But they hung this on my door. It says notice. Internet up. I'm reading it backwards on the self-facing camera. It says notice internet upgrade and renovations March 6th. Is that, are you telling me it's already happened and it didn't make any difference? March 6th? Today is the 8th. No, what is today? It's the 9th. This was 3 days ago? No. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. They posted it on the 6th. Okay. They're going to come in on the 24th between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. And they're going to need 4 to 6 hours in my bedroom and maybe need to move shit around, upgrade the Wi-Fi, which is amazing. Fantastic news because my Wi-Fi's dog shit. It's really, 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 really bad. 99% of the time, the Wi-Fi is really bad. Uh, so this is really good news. I'm gonna upgrade my Wi-Fi. So I don't remember where I was at. I've lost my place. I was just talking about the gym. I went to the gym today and everything, and I've been riding my bike a lot. Um, and I went over, Romero and I did an episode yesterday. I'm gonna post that after I put this one up. And we went over lots of different stuff. You know what? Let's get a little loosey goosey and hit Benjamin. I'm gonna rip Benjamin. I haven't smoked today. I'm gonna rip Benjamin. Oh, I was going over my day. Hold on a minute. Let's rip some Benjamin. Because why the hell not? Um, because why not? Why not? Why not? Hang on. All right, I got my Benjamin here. I'm gonna rip it. Here we go, and then we'll keep going. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so I got a whole laundry list of shit to go over here. Uh, we got plenty to talk about. Just ripped a cheese. I'm gassy because I'm eating so much today. I've been Everybody listening is having a great day. I love you all, uh, very much. Hey, thanks for listening. Means the world. I really, I really would be excited to create a successful and popular vlog video podcast. So maybe in a couple years. Anyways, um, I woke up 4 a.m. Was like, damn, it's early. I don't want to go back to sleep yet. But I'd only slept for like maybe 5 hours. And so played a little bit of RuneScape. And then I think, oh yeah, I started Red Dead 2 to download and eventually went back to sleep. while listening to Two Bears, One Cave. Woke up again. Went to the gym. Crazy big bike ride to and from the gym, 30 minutes weightlifting. And got back home not that long ago. Hopped on the computer, did my orientation for school. And I'm just going to go in for a drop in appointment tomorrow with the counselors to what? I wrote that down here. I actually jotted it down exactly. Meet with counselor placement for math and English. I want to go over my placement. Uh, maybe do some placement tests because it hasn't been marked for English one and like math two, three, or four, and I'm like, no, that's not right. I want to probably do like algebra two review or maybe even pre-calc or trig because I was doing pre-calc and trig in Portland when I was going to community college there. And that's another thing. I want to see if they can look up my transcripts from the two community colleges I attended like 4 or 5 years ago, probably longer, and see if I can get some credits transferred. And then career path. I want to just talk to someone about a career path. You know what I really want to do is go on a fucking rocket ship. I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious. I really don't see any reason why I can't. Um, if in like 10 to 15 years with Devin just texted me, do you do Slayer in Rune? Do I do you know I do Slayer. The fuck you talking about? What is this fool talking about? Do you do Slayer? What, bro? You know I do Slayer. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? Bro, you know I do Slayer. What you talking about? Send. Crazy bastard. You know I do Slayer. A level fucking 67 Slayer or something. My highest level in RuneScape is Magic at like 74, I think. I almost have level 60 all the way across the board, all my skills. Construction is 27, that's my lowest. But beyond that, my lowest is I think 47 at rune crafting. And right now I need to get rune crafting to 55. Just got crafting to 65. I need smithing up about 10 levels to 55. And that's it. And then I'm doing Fremennik Exiles for like a shitload of XP and like four different skills. OSRS, old school, of course. If you play new school, I don't trust you. Um, and that's word. So what? So what? So what? So what? Yeah, Jim, I made it back home, did the orientation, and I gotta do a counselor. That'll be tomorrow. Few things to do tomorrow. One of them is shoot down to the school, see a counselor. So, uh, I got we got plenty of stuff to move through here. With that, let's open the show. Oh, it's the show. I I've had a lot of car troubles in my life. Not just, I think everyone is at some point in their life had some sort of problem with the car. Everybody's had shit going on with cars. I've had a lot. My first car that I ever had was a big metal Volvo 240 or 240D or whatever it is, the big Cadillac boat style Volvo. It's made out of fucking sheet metal and cinder blocks. And it was a funny car because at one point it actually you could put it into drive, but it still wouldn't drive. So it'd be like in park or neutral, and you could start it and then shift it into drive, and it wouldn't go though. Like it would still technically be in neutral. So you could push the gas with it in drive, and it wouldn't go. There you'd have to like stick your finger in there in the shifter, like to the side of it and into the mechanism, and like pull this little plastic part down to drive also. So one day I was doing Uber Eats in Portland, Oregon in this car, and I pulled over on the side of the road after dark, left the car running, left it in drive. Or no, put it in park. Okay. Left it running. This is crazy, dude. This was my first car. I had never had another car yet. I must have had this car for like 3 years or something because I had it in high school for like 2 years, and then I moved to Portland and lived there for like another two. I must have like, but anyways, first car I ever had. I said trip. I had it in Portland. Took it from Boise to Portland. What a trip! And so, um, I pull over and it's after dark and I put the car in park, but I leave it running with the keys in it. And I hop a car across the street. I keep forgetting that I'm on camera too. I'm like looking down here and just um I run across the street. I need another ripple. Oh, I was feeling pretty high strung from that massive bike ride. Oh, I was gonna tell me what I ate, because I woke up, freaking fell asleep, woke up again, and then I ate my chopped kit. No, 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 no. For breakfast, I had a big bowl of almond variety, um, you know, honey bunches of oats with almonds. Okay, big bowl of that and a banana for breakfast. And that was before I fell asleep again. Yeah, because I woke up. First thing I did was like, okay, I'm hungry as hell. Big old fucking bowl of banana, and then fell back asleep. Woke up again, and was a little hungry again because it had been like 3 or 4 hours since I ate at that point. Because I ate at like fucking 5 a.m. Fell back asleep and then I got out of the house after I was on I was on a fucking call with Alec. I did a FaceTime with Alec for a little bit before I left for the gym. So I went down to the corner store and I picked up one protein cookie. The Mike's, the Marks, the Matt's mega what is it? The cookies. The Dave's protein cookies. I think it's Dave's or whatever. Um I'm just checking that the microphone app is still looking good. It is. I'm sure it's fine. I'm pretty sure this is fine. Okay, so I went to the fucking. I'm at the place. Okay, I'm at the corner store to get and I get a protein cookie, and I also got a fucking Uncrustable. Okay, rode my bike all the way to the gym, worked out, rolled all the way back home, and then I was real hungry when I got home. Obviously, go figure. So I ate leftovers from last night's dinner, which was chopped kid salad with chicken. It was the Asian kind. And I added butter and the salt and pepper. And I put the chicken, I meal prepped the chicken like a week ago, just cooked like 4 chicken breasts at once in the oven and then sealed them up and put them in the fridge. So I pulled one out, shredded it up, threw it in a pan to heat it up, skillet. And then I threw the whole salad in there, which you know, was obviously not thought out very well because it wilted the lettuce. Other than that, it was really good. That was the one piece of that which was not at all good, as you can imagine. It's pretty fucked up. But besides that, it was good. It was fine. It worked. So, but I ate that. So, anyways, we went to the gym and came back, and then went to the Volvo, and then that's what I ate for lunch. Like I did. When I got home, I was feeling like super stuffed and a little bit funny. But yeah, showered after I got home. I've been doing oil pulling on my teeth. So like I got home from the gym, hopped in the shower. I do a hot cold shower every time. Every time. Hot cold. I want a hot cold exposure and I want deliberate cold exposure. So I hop in, I do a hot rinse, real hot, feels amazing, it's really nice, and then switch it to as cold as it can go. Typically I like rinse off in the cold and then lather up and then rinse off again so you get plenty of cold. And it wakes you up. It's good for your circulatory system, good for your hormones and your testosterone. It's good for dopamine. The list goes on and on. Deliver a cold exposure, as you know. So I did not today when I got home from the gym and then brushed my teeth. I used charcoal toothpaste, which my buddy Joel, at one point, he said that the charcoal can like damage your enamel and that doesn't come back. But I don't know that I buy that. That's probably just disinformation from the fluoride family. You know? But anyways, that's why I got charcoal toothpaste because I like it. It's fluoride free. You know, I always gotta get fluoride free toothpaste. And I've been oil pulling too, coconut oil. Take like a tea tablespoon of coconut oil, pop it in your mouth. It's really, really nasty. If like at first, and as you're getting used to it, it's pretty fucking disgusting. But it's not that bad. You switch it around, chew it up, and then you switch it around for like 60 seconds and you like that. Like you get it up on your teeth, and you like pull it down off of them. Or you cover your bottom teeth, suck it back out. So you're like pulling the plaque and nasty skunk up off of the teeth. And and you do that for like 60 seconds or a couple minutes, and then you spit it out into a trash can or something, not the sink, doesn't go down the pipes. And then you rinse your mouth out really good with water. And you do that like every day. And I've been doing that every morning. You can tell. You can tell my teeth are getting whiter. It's pretty crazy. If you do it, you'll notice after like 3 days that your teeth are getting whiter. Like 3, 4 days, you're like, huh, whoa, it's working. It's cool. It's good shit. So I did that, Oh my God, I have non-aluminum free deodorant right now because my ex gave it to me when I was out of deodorant. I forgot about that. I need to get rid of that shit and just replace it. Same with the ex. It's already gone. I don't need to get rid of it. She got rid of me. Sad, sad boy. Um, so this Volvo, right? I was in Portland, Oregon. I pulled over on the side of the street. Car and park still running, hop across the street, run up the stairs to drop off someone's food. I'm delivering food at the time for DoorDash or something, or Postmates or something. And all of a sudden, I hear my car rev, the engine's revving. And I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck? No. And some dirty Portland bum has hopped into my car, very much a capitalist, this person, seizing the opportunity. Like, what a lucky duck, you know? Like, he must have thought, like, today's my day. Every dog has his day. Here we go. This is it. No fucking way. A fucking golden goose just pooped a golden egg. Like what are the chances I'm flying and I'm walking along and the golden goose flies overhead and just happens to poop his golden egg right in front of me. And so, however, did he not know that you have to do the little trick I was talking about to get it to actually be in drive? So he like puts it in drive, but doesn't do the little trick to put the actual piece in the drive and it starts pushing the gas pedal and it's not going anywhere. Imagine being this guy right now. Like, wait a minute, fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. you you really think you're like, no way, this is it. This is no way, this is legit. And you push on the gas pedal, the car's in drive, it started, and the gas is revving, the engine's revving, but the car's not going anywhere. Your heart sinks into your feet. And then the owner of the car is now running across the street at the car going, that's what I did. I was just like, I didn't know what else to do, bro. Like the guys, and I'm like standing on top of the stairs, hear the engine revving, turn around, shoot down the stairs, shoot across the street, screaming at the guy to get out. And then by the time I'm at the door, car door, there's like four families out of their houses, uh, standing on the curb watching this all go down, and I'm screaming, get out! And he like gets out, squares off with me for a second, and I like kind of stand there, square off, and like get ready if he tries to throw something. And there's like people around us looking, and then he turns around and runs off. Says like "fuck you" or something. I think he said like "fuck you." And then the dirty, greasy, homeless guy, like close to my age, I think. It was sad, but this fucking guy tried to steal my car. Man, that was an intense moment. I was lucky that that car had that funny little tick, dude. Another little tick that car had, which is hilarious, is the alternator would sometimes just not work. So I like put it in park and then it would die. It would like the engine would turn off just from like putting it in park and stopping the car. Or just leaving it in drive and just stopping momentum, I think basically is what would do it. Like at a traffic light, like if I stop at a red light, all of a sudden the car's off and I have to turn it back on, but it won't turn back on until I go underneath of the car and bang on the alternator. So I kept a fucking Louisville Slugger in my trunk. And this was in high school and like the year after this car, my first car, you know, just a kid. And so I'd like stop at a red light, and then it would turn green and I can't go. And there's cars honking at me and stuff. And so I get out to the trunk and I grab a baseball bat. And people honking at me are probably like, oh, fuck. Like reaching for their gun or something. But then I just go underneath of the car on my back in front of all the traffic at like some four-way intersection in the middle of the fucking road in the city and bang on the alternator with this bat because this is the best thing I had that I can keep in the trunk and then get back in the car and start it and go again. So that was fucking ridiculous. Um, yeah, so I fucking that same Volvo I took into a ditch. I ran it into the neighborhood watch sign. The ditch was at Junior Keg. Brought a couple of girls and I was feeling myself. And I was like, yeah, what up, everybody? I get there. It's supposed to be at Jake Lynch's cabin, but everybody just has to party on the trail in the backyard because we can't go into the cabin because his parents or some shit. So, we didn't get know this till we get there or whatever. We party all night long in the fucking in a million mosquitoes and everything and just insanity. My boy Joey Schaub was there. Fucking legends passed on. Peyton was there. Legends passed on. But everyone was there. Jay and Keg, and I roll up. I got a couple girls. I'm fucking rolling already, or like I got drugs. I just feel like I'm the shit, like usual. And everyone's like, "Oh, Brian, yo, what up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what up? I'm gonna do some donuts in this field." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, just watch out for the ditch." It's like, okay, and I do the donuts, and then I'm pulling back to the field, and I go into the ditch and had to get it out. In the morning, I just left it there. I was like, "Fuck it, let's just party out and deal with it later." Like, yeah, okay. So in the morning, Annika pushed the gas pedal, and she turned the steering wheel, and Joey and I pushed it out from behind and got like sprayed with mud from the tires and shit. And I took the car into a fucking the neighborhood watch sign in my neighborhood. I lived on an this will tie in with the moped too, because the neighborhood I lived in I lived on Wagon Wheel Road, so it's a big loop. Yeah. Some sort of a creole. Whoa. Yeah. Those vocals were to cover up a fart that time because we're gonna keep it at least a little classy. So I hope it worked. The fuck was I talking about? The Volvo into the sign. It was a cough to cover up a fart. Oh, guys. Oh, I had a glass of orange juice for my lunch, which was left over, chopped, wilted, kid, Asian flavor with chicken, salt, pepper, and butter, and cheese. Also, I cut up a bunch of fucking stupid white cheddar, sharp cheddar cheese. Uh, the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? It just happened. It was a hiccup that started to turn into a cough and then ended up turning into a burp instead. I don't know what the fuck all that was. I don't think that's the first time that's ever happened to me though. It's definitely not. I think everyone's done that, to be perfectly honest. The thing I just did begins as a hiccup, wants to turn into a cough, ends up turning into a burp instead. But so I got this car and I'm driving into the sign, right? My neighborhood is called Wagon Wheel Road. So as you can imagine, that's a loop, like a wheel, but it's not a wheel, it's like a P. Imagine a capital letter P. Okay, so that's basically how you can imagine that street. It goes up and then loops back around into a T intersection. You understand what I'm saying? The bottom of the P where the loop starts. Okay, so that's my neighborhood, and I live on the straight line section that moves up into the top corner of the P. Okay, towards the bottom, right? So you go all the way up and you loop back around, and it loops back to where you started in the form of a T intersection when it hits. Okay, so um, what I did is I've made a crash on two different vehicles and from each direction into roughly the same spot at the start of the loop. Okay, so in the Volvo, I was going as if you go up the line to the top of the left of the P. If you go to the top left of a P, you got that corner up there, and that Jimmy Christmas. I'm sorry, guys. I just pooted again. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm real sorry, you guys. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, you guys. I don't want to hold them in because I learned that if you hold in poots, they'll a small amount, a small percentage of that poot gas will get absorbed into the bloodstream, or all of it will, or I don't know, but a small percentage of what goes into the bloodstream goes into the lungs, and then you breathe it out because your body needs to get expunge the poop gas, however way, which way. So if you hold it in, you end up just breathing it out, and that makes me want to throw up. But I don't want to be the guy who just farts all day on his podcast. So if you're going up what's cool is my school was right at the top of the road too. So if you go straight up the road to the tippy top, you got my elementary school called Highlands Elementary. And one time I was chasing my dog on a bicycle when I was a real little kid. My dog Maddie would always run away and run real fast. She's a medium-sized dog, and she would just like to rip around. So she got out, she's ripping around, and I was chasing her. And I'm going into the school. The school has these yellow pylons at the trail that leads into the school. And I'm riding my bike as fast as I can after her, and she zips through the pylons, and I'm riding like I'm gonna ride through the pylons super fast, booking it. And I fucking just run straight into the pylon, handlebars first, and I do a front flip over the bike, land on my back, and I'm like winded. I'm like get the wind knocked out, and I get up and there's these two adults. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Get my dog. And so, and then I had an adult crash in a vehicle in a car, teenager crash in a car, uh, into the fucking neighborhood watch sign at the bottom of that same road. Okay, so what's happening is I'm in my car and I'm driving real fast on the bottom of the loop to turn right to start the beginning of the loop again and then get to my house at the right about there and pull in. And I'm driving too fast. I can't turn and I instead just go straight into the fucking neighborhood watch sign in a bed of rocks, on the far side of that street there at that where those two pieces of the loop at the bottom intersect. And yeah, I just drove straight into the fucking neighborhood watch sign and bent the thing almost in half. Actually hilarious. The car only got a fucking scratch, not a dent, nothing. The car is a tank, and I just wrecked this. And I thought it was that one. I thought it was gonna be worse. And I was like, oh, thank God that actually wasn't that bad. And I back up. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. Just nobody will know that that was me ever. Okay, I just fucking sorry, I'm looking at the settings and shit while I'm doing the podcast. That's not the time to look at the settings of the microphone app. I just talked for like a little more than 10 minutes with the microphone app down. So that's a bitch. So I'm just gonna take a therapy Benjamin rip and make this not on low power mode. So the screen doesn't turn off and lock, and it doesn't turn off for some reason. The microphone app went on. I thought I have it locked. I was having it locked while it was working for the longest time. Anyways, Fantastic. Lego I made. Is this not the most unhinged ADHD podcast? Uh, This it looks like the thing that Luke races in Star Wars. Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker. Uh, it's not a TIE fighter, but it's the small one that he races on Naboo or the desert planet or whatever it is called, Banoon, Planet Badoon. And it doesn't this look like one of them? Looks just like that. He's got the lightning in between the things up front or whatever. It's like zap zap. So I put that together out of Legos. That's cool. And I did had this with it. So that's cool. Little crystals. If you're not seeing it and you're listening, it's a little space lady on a little thing that looks like the thing from Star Wars that he races on, not the TIE fighter, but the smaller one with like the lightning in between it. And then it's got a couple crystals, couple space crystals on a rock, so it's like a little Lego thing like that, a space lady. And I got this little Kirby. This one was like 200 pieces. The last one I showed you was not that many. This one was cool as fuck. Uh, this one was super cool. I want more like this. It was fun to make. It was like 200 pieces. They're all really little. This one was really fun to make, and it's really cool. The other one was like for babies and much less cool, but still cool. So I was talking for like 45 minutes. I just did 45 minutes. I had no fucking clue. I thought it was under 30 still. I knew it had gotten a little long. You really easy to lose track of time when you're just sitting back riffing and stuff. So, but I don't care how long this goes. Probably, these will be like an hour. Probably make these episodes to like run around an hour. First one was like 35 minutes. Me and Rom did about 38. I made it to 34 before my microphone cut out for this episode. And I'm gonna wrap it up with the rest of the shit I wanted to talk about. And I'm gonna make another episode tonight with Alec after this later. So that's fucking sick. And I'm gonna hit up Romero soon about making another one soon. Think about who else I want to make an episode with. Probably Will. Will would make a good guest. Um, so I had just finished before my microphone cut out talking about how I ran my Volvo into the sign. Uh, and I must have already talked about how I ran it into a ditch. I think that was the first thing I talked about before the sign. Um, I think the only thing that I really missed when the cutout was I talked about the moped, which is fine. I can start that story over. Unless I missed me talking about running it. No, dude. No, dude. I'm just gonna roll with the mope. I'm just gonna keep going. I can't get hung up on this. So I took this Romero. You'll hear him whine about it and complain about it. I'm just kidding, Rob. In his episode, I wrecked his moped and totaled it. I got out of it with just a scar. Just this scar on my elbow is all I got out of that. Amazingly, incredibly, somehow I stepped away with just this scar on my elbow. Really, really wild. Like I'm like a cat. It was the most cat moment that probably anyone has ever had. So sick. Cause I was taking the moped. He comes over with it to like show it to me and whatever. I'm just super excited. He got a moped. Everybody was getting mopeds. We were in high school. Everybody was getting fucking mopeds. I didn't get a fucking moped. I got a car, which I proceeded to run into all kinds of stuff. And anyways, the moped, he brings it over, I get on it and wheels over, and I take it up to the top of the hill or on the far side, and I'm coming down the hill on my side that my house is on that comes straight down like a pretty much straight line, super like pretty fucking steep, and ends in a T before you turn back out of the loop, like I explained. And so I'm riding down, and I'm like, I don't I I- I'm the type of person that can't go fast enough. Like however fast I'm going, I want to go faster. I said that I said all of it already. And the camera cut out. The fucking mic cut out. So now I feel weird saying the exact same words over again. But whatever. You don't care. I can't go fast enough. Okay, it's the point. I got the need for fucking speed. I've probably gone 140. I think maybe I've gone like 145, maybe 150, 160, but I think just 140. And that'd have been in my BMW. And I think that's, I don't know if the speedometer went higher than that, but I wasn't able to get it faster than that while I had it. But I would have wanted to. This, like, if I could have, I would have. I just must have not found a open enough road. Or that's as fast as it would. No, it's just as fast as that car would go. I think the speedometer went up to 160, but it would only get to 140 because if my memory serves me correctly, I had it at one point flat out, wide open road, 140, not moving uphill, and it wouldn't go any faster. Uh, that's the thing. I wasn't like, I don't get like, I get scared a little, like a little bit, like my spidey senses start to go, but I don't get like scared. I think the way that a lot of people would at speeds like that. Like I just wanted it to go faster. However fast I'm going, it's not fast enough. Um, like I had that BMW, I'd take it on the PCH and rip. Like it really felt like GTA. The road in GTA with the yellow pylons that you knock down when you ride in the middle of the road along the beach on the ocean front. That's the Pacific Coast Highway. I live right by it. And when I had my Beamer here, I fucking took it out on that Pacific Coast in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m., zero cars, and just fucking opened it up as much as I could. And that car had, it was a 2003 BMW 330xi. So the X is all-wheel drive. It's 330i E46 in seafoam green with the Dynon Sport Kit installed aftermarket. Uh, and the Dynon Sport Kit's high flow cold air intake and throttle body in the engine and had aftermarket brakes and some sport coils on it. And it had Dynon sway bars under the hood and in the trunk. So like steel and carbon fiber bars connected to the each side of the car for swaying through turns. And so that car, I remember on the PCH, I would bomb in like 120 through S curves and just cutting them up like butter. Didn't even have to slow down because of the coils and the sway bars and the handling and just the BMW engineering, man. Car was incredible. So good. And it's like, I want to and it had a Harman Kardon sound system, fucking bumped. I got it all for 4 grand. And like, yeah, but it's got 250,000 miles on it. That's how it had when I got it. But, it's not worth getting it fixed and getting it back. It's just not a good idea. I can't keep thinking about it or I'll cry. I gotta get a different car. That's such a bummer. That car so much. Anyways, I can't go fast enough. Is the thing. Like I just can't get going fast enough. I just can't. I got a need for speed. So I was on the fucking I had that need for speed on that moped at the top of the hill. I'm coming down, I'm going like 60 miles. I swear to God, I remember looking at the speedometer and seeing 60. And I was like, yeah, I was going really fucking fast. Like 60 miles per hour on a moped down a steep hill in my neighborhood right in front of my house. And Romero and Will are there in the street looking at me. I can tell they're like, oh, fuck, and and now I have like 50 feet between me and about the start of this person's yard. And I'd have to make about a 90-degree right turn to turn the turn I wanted to. And I'm like younger still. Like I got that. I'm an adrenaline. I'm like a budding adrenaline junkie. So I don't really know yet like how to slow down for a turn. Like I know how to go fast and get going fast, but what I don't understand yet is the mechanics of the physics of going fast. And so I guess I figured I'd be okay no matter what. You know, you feel pretty invincible, I think, when you're a kid. Just do shit. At least I did. And crazy shit. Maybe I'm just stupid also. So whatever. I'm fucking ripping. It's like 55 miles per hour with about 50 feet between me and the front yard of this person's house. Pull the brakes, they don't work. But go figure. You're not supposed to go that fast. And this thing's like 20-year-old stupid little yellow moped, dude. Like a moped. You don't bomb down a hill at 60 miles per hour on this thing. You don't do that. If you do, the brakes don't work when you try to pull them. They didn't do, nothing happened. Pulled the thing, they probably just immediately went broken, and then just like nothing. And so I put my feet out, and I remember at the time Romero was like, uh, well, fucking hell, dude. I'm sorry, I've been ripping the Benjamin. Romero was like, what? I put my feet out on the ground to try to slow down. I didn't do jack shit. I didn't slow down at all from that, not one little bit. Remember at the time Romero, I remember was like, afterwards, he was like, I saw him put his feet down. He didn't even pull the brakes. He didn't even try to pull the brakes. He just put his feet down like a fucking crazy idiot. Like, no, I tried to pull the brakes first. Nothing happened. Probably again, just instantly blasted him to smithereens when I pulled the thing. And so I put my feet out, didn't do anything, can't make the turn at all, just going straight no matter what, nothing to do about it, can't slow down. And I bump over the curb into the person's front yard, bumpy little ride across the front yard, takes about half a second, and smash into the side of their house, into the wall. And I somehow, like I said, this was the most cat moment of my life. I hopped off. Like as soon as I was in the grass, I was like at the wall, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to hop off, you know? And I do. I like hop. I don't know how the fuck I did this. I cannot remember. It was just pure carnal instinct, no thought involved. I just fucking the like right like a millisecond before the front tire hits the wall, the white painted outside of this person's house. Nah, there's a planter, there's a small planter, maybe like 2 feet wide between the house and the tire. And right as it's going to the planter, I hop off, blasts this clay pot with a big plant in it to fucking a million pieces. Like it got hit with a nuke or something. And the thing, and then smashes inside the wall. And I hop off right before the planter, just boop, and I land and somehow there's not even like forward momentum that carries me forward on the ground into the side of the house or anything. I just hopped off clean, landed, bing, just like, boop. I remember it was fucking insane. I have no clue how that worked. The physics don't even, the math doesn't even math on that one for sure. But somehow that's exactly what happened. I promise. Popped off, and the back of the moped came shooting up and popped me in the elbow, and I had to hold this little chunk of skin hanging off there. And I go running up to my grandma, no, Romero and Will in the street. I think my grandma might have been outside at this point, or she was inside. And I go sprinting up to him. And Romero has thrown his hat on the ground and is stomping on it with both feet, jumping in the air and stomping on it over and over again. He's like, and I'm just fine. I just have a chunk of skin hanging out of my elbow. And I run up, and my grandma has to drive us all three down to the hospital, the ER, and she drives like 20 miles an hour the whole way. And I'm like freaking out. And then Romero got mad. He was real mad for a while. He kind of like excluded me from my friend group for prom. Not like for like overall, but somehow he got everybody to not let me in kind of to our prom group over that. He was mad and didn't talk to me for like a year and a half. Romero, he went social pariah method of retaliation, which I might have done the same thing. I don't know what I would do if my friend wrecked my moped. I'd be mad too. I was like, he didn't beat me up, I don't want to fight me or beat me up. He just said he wasn't gonna do. He's like, I'm just gonna. I'm pissed. He was pissed for a year and a half. I was like, fuck this kid. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, dude, about that. Um, I was in a Jeep roll also, like A team style. A fucking it was like the summer. I remember this was like the last day of summer vacation the year before ninth grade. So I was coming out of junior high and I'm gonna go start going to high school. And this last day of summer vacation, me and Annika Ozuna and Patrick Luce and Lucas Landis and Andy Talon, I think, were all in this Jeep. And it was a two-seater Jeep with like a cargo section in the back, one of those like things and no roof or whatever, summertime. And we're going up behind this park called Camel's Back up this dirt road to this plateau. It's called 8th Street. This dirt road goes all the way to the plateau where we go and chill. And we're coming back down, and like Andy or Lucas or whoever's car it was had let Patrick drive, or it was Patrick's car, and he let Lucas drive, I think. I think that's about right. Yeah. And so Lucas is driving and he's driving down this dirt road and comes too fast around one of the corners, fishtails, and the fishtails back out the other way. Now the front is facing the hill. And it's like a steep, like 45-degree drop or so. Jeep bounces up and over the edge and then rolls four times in the dirt down this hill into the hills and the sagebrush and everything. And there's like barbed wire down there. And I landed in it and got on my leg, but like nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt or broke their neck or killed or broke a leg or a bone or nothing. Somehow miraculously. Um, and so, but Andy Talent was standing on the back, holding onto one of the beams. And he just like he said, he saw it all, kind of he like hopped off as it bumped over and landed on his feet. He was all good. And then in the first roll, I remember first thing that happened is in that first initial bump, was it bumped over? I flew out of my seat and got like flown up into the metal beam. And I remember first thing I remember is like bonk, like bumped up into the metal beam, head just like bonked my hard head real good on this metal beam of the Jeep. And then the Jeep rolls. And Andy said I was like inches. He said he saw, look, I was like inches from getting my head caught between then that beam and the ground, or that beam and something. I can't remember exactly, something along those lines, that it would have like smashed my fucking head or broken my neck or something, and I barely missed it. I have to ask him again. I don't fucking remember, something like about like that, dude. And then fucking the second roll, I was kind of still in the Jeep, or right after that, I got flown out of the Jeep. I bonked my head, and then he says something happens. I'm like inches from dying, and then get flown from the Jeep. I remember I do like a flip in the air to a fucking land on the ground, just like you roll, and get my leg cut in the barbed wires down there. And like I remember I get up and I remember like sitting up and looking around. This is a crazy fucking memory. I cannot believe this happened. This is fucking insane. So like bump head, bonk, roll flying out, land on the ground, and then I like sit up and I'm looking around. All I see is dust, and my head is ringing big time, and I have a fat fucking headache. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh, oh, oh. And like everybody's okay. That happened. That happened. And then Lucas wrote a paper about it, and everybody that was involved was coming up to me like, "Dude, Lucas fucked up. He's gonna get us in trouble." And I crashed my mom's car into the back of somebody one time. This lady, oh, this was fucked up. I felt so bad. I was like 14 or 15 or 16, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like looking at the phone to do maps or to fuck with the phone call or something. And I was going like 45, 50. And I look back up from the phone, and all of a sudden, and again, I'm like a teenager. I've been driving for long, and I'm a dumbass retard. And I look up from the phone, and I'm just so distracted, I've just been looking at the phone more than the road at this point. And so I'm talking to my mom, and I look up from the phone, and I'm going like 45, like 20 feet from the 20, 15 feet from the stopped traffic in front of me for the light. And I go to slam on the brakes, but I don't think the brakes even began to slow the car down before I smashed into this stopped car in front of me. It's a red little beater old truck. And then it goes and smashes into this semi truck in front of it. Semi truck driver's fine. I'm fine. Airbag didn't even go off in my car, or clearly the lady's car in front of me because she was bleeding out of her mouth a lot when she got out of the car. I flew forward and smacked my fucking face, forehead, or I think, always hitting my head on the fucking steering wheel. And I was like, "Ah, oh, I was fine. I was just like, smack, whoa, you know, car's totaled, tacoed the fucking front end of it. I get out and I look in front of me and the lady's gotten out and she's looking back at me and she's holding her mouth and there's just blood just got like pouring out like a faucet. And I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. She's just like looking at me with the dirtiest look you could give somebody ever. So that was fucked up. I had a stupid fucking Acura Integra with the stage 3 racing clutch that got stolen with a bunch of stuff in the back of it. Not much more. That's fucking dumbass story. I was in Portland, Oregon. Go figure. Fucking cops come over. I'm like, so the car got stolen. They're like, huh, so that sucks. We gotta go. So um, I fucking got crashed into by some fucking libtard old Portland gay person. I don't know. He looked like he was maybe gay. Probably some fucking gay dude. Fucking libtard. I don't know. It's okay if you're gay. Shit. This guy was a fucking total fag though. Because he crashed into me and then he gets out and I was in a black Mazda 2 I had. The Mazda 2. It's like this compact, stupid little my mom picked it out for me. It's manual though. So I was like, okay, it was a dumb looking little car. It was fun, cool little car, whatever. It's cool. It's cool. Thanks, mom. It's a good pick. It's a cool car. Guy fucking I was getting on the freeway, you know, lurching and then lurching. You lurch, but no, I was regular getting onto the freeway on the on ramp, parked, pull forward a little bit, to make sure it's good to go, and then stop. And then the guy behind me smashes into me, and he totaled my car. And he didn't hit me that hard. It was like a fender bender, but he did enough structural damage that the car got totaled, and I got a check, and that's how I ended up getting this dumb old Integra that ended up getting stolen. Blue shitty car goes from some dumb crackhead. But anyways, this guy gets out and he comes up and he acts like it's my fault. This is one of those guys. One of those fucking one of those, And so I was like, fucking this guy, dude. Ridiculous. My friend was with me, Charlie at the time, who was even like, yeah, this guy was like acting like it was like you did something wrong. That sucked. Um, see a crash with Josh. I got into a crash with my old manager and friend, Josh Dooley. And his he had it was it also Acura? I think his was an Acura too, but it was like a newer sedan, mom car Acura that Josh had. And the other car was an Acura. They were both the same model. I think it was Acura, like a really safe car. And we were around taking whippets, and Josh crashed the car into the back of some lady. Airbags went off. Maybe I'll bleep his name out. Maybe I won't. Maybe I don't give a fuck. Maybe I'll bleep my own name out. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm gonna bleep my name out so nobody knows it was me involved in that. Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out. And my mom had a blue car, a nice blue car that I totaled as well. Totaled two of my mom's cars. Good Lord. Guess that's covered on your insurance. My fucking teenager totaled my car again. Is it on my insurance again? Please, insurance. Jesus Christ, what a little fucking hell-raising demon I was, man. Really looking back on this chaos. My poor mother. What a saint. What a true saint. Thank you, Mom. for everything. Oh my God. If my kid is half as much of a shithead as I was, I'm really in for it, dude. Son of a bitch. Yeah, so I totaled her blue car too. It was a sick fucking car. Sick. This one I just ran out of oil and kept driving it until I totaled it. I didn't, I was an idiot. I was really stupid. It's really, really, really dumb kid. Just didn't, I don't know. I didn't know yet well enough or pay him enough attention in driver's ed, fucking make sure that if the oil light comes on to go put oil in it. I was also just so distractible and distracted and so hardcore ADHD, dude. Like hardly ever on my meds because I usually just sell most of them to kids and then run out until I got the freaking re-up from the doc. So I'm like, don't pay attention to shit, or like I don't have that. Like it's not that brain, that bone in my brain is like not have all the marrow in it that it should because I'm not. I just don't fucking pay attention to shit. Like I fucking drive for like 30 minutes after having missed a turn, and all my friends like think it's hilarious and just want to see how far I go. And I drive and without realizing the oil light is on until it totals the car. So that happened, and that was in McCall, Idaho, on a Fourth of July trip with Sully and Chris Lindbergh and Sully Gravatt, my friends. And then what happened then is we had to get back home to Boise, but the car was totaled. So we just got rides from other people around for like the whole fucking weekend or however long we were there for the Fourth of July deal with everybody goes. And fucking Boise, bro. Like, grew up in like a upper middle class, like pretty good. We had everything we needed, really cool. It wasn't like rich, was no rich kid, that's for sure. But I had a house and a big backyard and dogs and got Christmas presents, and got to go to school and stuff. It wasn't live in a mansion or get to go boating or any of that shit. It's okay. I mean, I'm just saying that like a lot of kids in Boise were that. Like, there's the most millionaires per capita of any city in the country in Boise, Idaho, where I grew up. And a lot of those kids' parents were rich as fuck. And we'd always party in these kids' mansions. Like one kid, Landon, his dad had a castle, a house that had built shaped like a castle right next door to his ex-wife's house. So Landon had two fucking mansions right next door to one another. One was his mom, one was his dad, and they were divorced. And then they divorced. His dad built a castle right next door to say "fuck you," like what a gangster. Boise's honestly sick. And it was that castle was right across the street from the M&W, which was right across the street from the natatorium, which was a big swimming place with a big giant green slide, like fucking 50 feet high, like a giant green slide. That shit was sick as fuck. I love going there. Oh my God, I want to go back, be a kid again. Go to the natatorium and the river behind the natatorium and the man, river ran right through Boise, right through downtown, dude. Maybe I'll go back to Boise when I raise a family. Always thought about maybe that, but maybe not, because it could be pretty gay. But it could be pretty sick. It's a pretty sick place to grow up. I'll tell you that. I'd rather grow up there than grow up in California. I'm glad I grew up in Boise. Maybe I will go back with a kid and a wife, like, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll find another sick little town, but I don't know. No, Boise's not the same now. It's different now already. It's way bigger. It's like double the size probably as when I grew up. It's actually really sad. But I was talking about something. One time I knew a kid that was probably a cannibal. I I was doing sales. I did solar sales for about 3 years. And this was towards the beginning, probably in year one, when my recruiter, Rafa, matched me up with this one kid that he brought in to train him, you know. And the kid just followed me around at the house with the team. It was like a team house on a sales trip. And the kid just followed me around. I didn't say anything to anybody. I'd be like, go talk to people, man. Like, to get to know some of these people. You can just relax. Everybody's nice. Try to talk to some people. And I left him walk around on my own and come back. I don't think anybody had talked to him, talked to anybody, and just like sit there in a corner. He hadn't eaten in like 3 days because I don't think he had money for groceries or if his mom gave him and didn't spend it on the groceries. And like, I was like, are you hungry? And he's like, no, I'm good. Like, yeah, dude, eat something. Like, made him eat something. And then, and he does really weird shit as we're knocking doors, like to sell the solar appointments. Like he's like standing behind me, and this lady keeps like looking at him and then looking back at me quizzically as I'm doing my pitch. And then afterwards, I like he's talking. He's like, "Dude, I think I almost had that lady. I kept making kissy lips at her. She kept looking at me, and then she squeezed. I almost had her with that." And I was like, "What? What?" He was like, "Yeah, dude. I just kept making kissy lips at her while you were talking to her. I think I almost had her. Like it was close." I was like, "Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do anything like that ever again. I don't think that was. I don't think that's a good idea." And he's a really weird, strange kid. And then all of a sudden, we're standing there on the side of the road waiting for someone to come and get us. And he's like, dude, I just can't quit thinking about like eating a whole human arm. And I was like, what? He's like, like if I had a human heart, like a human heart, you'd take a bite out of it with me, right? And I was like, no, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do. I'd never thought about anything remotely close to that. Once in my life, I don't know that anybody that has. And I'm honestly just dumbfounded. So that happened. That happened. Um, and I told him later on, I was like texting, I was like, "Did you talk to your mom about that stuff?" Yeah, I was like, for real, bro. Like, you should talk to your mom and tell her that you thought about eating a human arm. Kid goes for 3 days without eating anything, and all of a sudden he's like, "Man, I wish I could just like eat a human arm." And I was like, "Wait, what the fuck person is this?" And then later he was texting my buddy, one of my buddies from Solar, Sergio, and Sergio said he was like sending him Cash App requests for like 200 bucks without saying anything. Kid's fucking weird. I remember that kid's name. Care. Psycho. What the fuck? What the fuck? When he first said it, I thought I was like, I guess that's kind of funny thing to say, like a like crazy funny thing, like. But then, like as time went on, I was like, that's just psycho. It's just pure psycho, pure psycho. That's just pure psycho. You know what's bullshit? Rocket money. Don't ever try it. If you're thinking about trying it, don't fucking do it. Doesn't work. It's a load of shit. It's a big fat lie. It's marketing. It's not. It's just a scam. It's a scam. Rocket money is a scam. I know because I tried it. I got scammed. Fucking pissed. It was like a year ago, like 2 years ago, but like I had all these subscriptions and I couldn't figure out how to cancel anymore because I like can't log into it. I have no idea what the username is. Like it's really hard. It's near impossible. It's pretty much impossible to cancel it on my own. Like I can't get into it. You can't. You go call the gym on the phone. They're like, "Hey, you got to go online." You go in. They're like, "You can't." I think it was like a specific location. It was in fucking Texas when I was working there doing solar. Uh, you had to like go into that location. I was not in fucking Texas, or you had to go online, or you can't just do it over the phone. I mean, they make it hard to say fucking can. They really, 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 really don't want you to cancel your subscription. So they make it next to impossible. And so I paid money to save money for Rocket Money. And it's like we went through your checking account to figure out which subscriptions you're not paying anymore or something, and it canceled like it didn't do anything. It did literally nothing. Like nothing. I got access to a screen that showed my checking account transactions like I can see in my bank account app for free. And it like didn't cancel anything. Like what? Like you think like because I thought, okay, I guess they have some way to do this. Like I have no fucking clue how. I couldn't figure. I don't know how they're doing it. Like how can you literally logically how can you? What information do you have that I don't that you can cancel this subscription? You know my password to the account that I don't know. How do you know it? Like what are they gonna? I don't know. They got something. I need to cancel these, so I try it, and nothing. They don't do jack shit. You just waste money on a scam. So I ended up just like what you can do is like delete your checking account and credit card or debit card at the bank and get a new one, and then they can't get you anymore. Suck on that dick, even if you're in a contract. Suck that sack. So Rocket Money's a scam. Don't fall for it. There's like a couple more things on this big silly list. I'm gonna wrap. I'm at like an hour for sure for today's episode, or maybe a little bit more. Hard to cancel memberships for Rocket Money. The BMW, the Black Mazda I told you about, the retard. There was a bug in Florida. I worked in Florida selling solar, Texas, Arizona, Nevada, Nevada. Yeah, Reno, Nevada. I don't know if I worked in Nevada. Utah. Nope. Never been to Utah. Texas, Florida, North and South, California, Illinois, a few other states, Chicago. Been to Chicago. I was in Chicago and these two guys at nighttime. I was with everybody. We were running around a club night. Clubs there sucks. I don't like Chicago. The place is fucking retarded. Fuck that. Fuck Chicago, dude. Just a bunch of clowns. Dumb, stuck up bitches. Don't like Chicago that much. It could be cool. I don't know. That's what I got from it when I was there. I was like, this place is fucking pointless. I there's some cool guys there though. Maybe it's not that bad after all, because there was some guys that told me that I'd be able to hop the border. Like two Mexican fools. They said they were I was like doing spade parkour down the street with my friend. They were like, dude, flip. And I did a wall flip off the wall on the sidewalk. It was sick as shit. And they were like, you know what, let me tell you something. You'd be able to make cross border. And I was like, that's like a black dude giving like telling you like you looking you clothes look good, but like times a trillion. That was awesome. That was awesome, 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 and far and away, hands down, the best compliment I've ever received. My favorite compliment I've ever gotten. That was fucking awesome. So cool. And when I was in Florida though, I saw a bug on mm, la 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 la. Mike's good, nothing's wrong. When I was in Florida, I saw a bug in the O'Reillys that was bigger than any bug I've ever seen. And it was, of course, in Florida. It was in the O'Reillys on the ground in the aisle. And it was just right there on the ground, ready to skitter underneath the aisle. And it was long. It was like a spider or like what it basically was. Oh God. I don't remember thinking about it. It gave me the heebie-jeebies and made my skin crawl for like 48 hours after that. It's one of those kind of bugs that when you see is so big and disgusting that it makes your skin crawl. I probably should have killed it because then your skin crawl doesn't crawl. Because I was at the fucking gym here, the one on Lincoln. I'm probably gonna never go to that one again. The layout of the fucking locker room in that makes me feel like I'm in the movie Inception for some reason. Not the layout of the locker room at the nice one in Playa. It's nice and that makes a lot of sense. But when you walk, as soon as you get to the top of the stairs that go down to the locker room, you feel like you're in a fucking fever dream. And then the locker room is like a fucking corn maze. It's crazy. It's awful. Terrible. So, and there was a big cockroach at the bottom of the stairs, like a big one, like this. I'm not kidding, like about that big, dude. This size of a cockroach. Sitting there on the ground and doing his little, these little antennae. And so I was like, oh, and there's a guy down the hallway from me, but I didn't care. I was like, oh, and then lifted my foot up about as high as it can go and stomped. it with the might of Thor. Picked my foot up and it was cockroach soup. I fucking destroyed that cockroach. Yeah, they can die. I promise you, I killed the fuck out of this one. I stomped it good and hard from maximum knee height, maximum speed and force and inertia, landing on top of this cockroach with my foot like an anvil, like a fucking hammer of God. I fucking smashed this cockroach. I picked my foot up and it was flat and 16 pieces surrounded by its own guts. Fucking crushed it. This dude saw it all. I didn't think he said anything. I just walked away. Didn't even look at him again. Left it there. Came back down later. It was still there. I didn't tell anybody about it. Fucking nasty. Huge. And so I saw a different bug about the same size, but not as much thick, not as thin, not as much girth to it. You know, cockroach is real girthy. I'm about to throw up. My stomach just turned so fucking disgusting. Bugs are the worst. They're the worst. They're in the mezzanine era, one of the eras of the one of the prehistoric eras before there was dinosaurs had bugs. I was watching a YouTube video, big bugs. Sorry, not just bugs. We've always had bugs. Okay, probably, but this era, Paleolithic, whichever one it was, it had bugs the size of softballs. It had a millipede that was like 6 feet tall. It had mosquitoes the size of a hummingbird, and it had, bugs like that because it was really humid, super humid, and a lot less oxygen, which made the bugs be able to get really, really big. I have to watch the thing again. But so that's nasty. And so I saw a bug from this time at the gym and in Florida in the O'Reillys, and this one was like longer. And I'll quit talking about it. It was disgusting. This one I didn't kill. I just walked away from it because I was in flip-floppies, and I think that's probably why I didn't try to kill it. Also, I was just scared of it. Made me have probably nightmares. I hate bugs. Florida and Texas both just too hot and humid and full of bugs everywhere. The both of them. They're good places. Chicago's fine too, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure about all that. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Finally, this is a long episode. I don't know. Maybe it's a regular length. I don't know. Wait a minute. Woo! I don't know what's going on today. That was fucking awesome. Good one, Brian. I like how I'm using a pen like this while I'm at the same time as all that. That's good. That was great. That was good stuff. Okay, the last story that I have for you right now at this moment in time is about my BMW and Sebastian's Porsche. And it's all one story because I burnt the clutch in both cars. Sebastian let me drive his 2013 or 2008 Porsche Boxster. Uh, and the problem that I had was I was treating the clutch in that car like the clutch in my car, so I burnt it right away. It's a sport car. You can't do that. Like my car is 20 years old with 250,000 miles, and the clutch has maybe been replaced maybe once because the clutch is so soft in that car. I could fucking lift it so far before the bite point. So far. Really, really insane. Super soft, super ridiculous clutch. And I was doing the same thing. So I could like dump gas for so much clutch before the bite point hits. You know what I mean? And I was treating Sebastian's clutch like that, but his clutch is much like really nice. Not brand new, but it's a Porsche clutch too. Like a nice one, nice, not a fucking clutch on its deathbed. But I was treating it like mine, so I was just dumping gas. dumping gas into each gear for so long before the bite point and whatever, I just you get the picture. I just destroyed his clutch in about like 10 miles, maybe like five, going up the PCH, and then all of a sudden we're going uphill and there's smoke and we gotta pull over. And it's like the first night I met Sebastian. We became like good, really good friends after this. I helped him pay for the new clutch. He was really nice about it and paid for some of it too, and I gave him like 3 grand or like $2,500 or something. Thank God I had the money. I earned it in sales. Like after that happened, Jesus Christ, I was fucked up. And though, so then, anyways, right after that, like a week later, I go in my car. I fly to Illinois and then fly back and pick up a recruit and my car and drive back up to Illinois. And I'm riding around in Illinois in the car. I'm like, it's Illinois and it's an all-wheel drive. It's a fucking BMW. I'm having the time of my life. And like every day I can leave the house at like noon with a group of salespeople, all my friends, and just like I'm going like 100 miles an hour all the way to the fucking neighborhood to work. And I'll like drift in. It's like we're living in a cabin, in the fucking woods up a dirt trail. So I like drifting around the I'm just like pushing the car so hard for so long, and I burn, and that clutch is already about to go, and finally it goes, and then that's now my fate of my car is fucked. So burnt two clutches in two cars in like in the span of about 30 days. So that's today's episode. That was a lot of fun. It really was. I had a ton of fun doing that just now today. I'm gonna leave you guys with another Benjamin. Oh, that's good timing. It's dead. I gotta plug it in. I love you very much. Goodbye.